So this bike, the way it sits, is already pretty quick, but nothing's ever quick enough. So, riding a boost bottle, that exhaust makes my ears ring when I actually give the throttle. So, putting one with a muffler on it for mainly around town use and stuff. But if I actually end up racing it, I'm gonna put that exhaust back on it. Then the kickstand doesn't fall over because this one sucks. I'm like, I have to have the back tire against my toolbox with the clutch out so it doesn't fall backwards. So yeah, let's put the boost tube on, the exhaust on, and the kickstand on. Probably not in that order, but yeah. Alright, so we have the boost bottle manifold now. The machining on this is just incredible. Just so smooth. The inside of it, the port's amazing. It's done perfectly. So props to them for that. That's absolutely perfect. Next up is the exhaust and the boost bottle. Boost bottles completely billet. Same thing with the machining, just absolutely amazing. The inside's even the same way, but because BBR logo's right here, I'm going to try to mount it right about there. Now the one thing, if you have a stage 4 like I do, we're just going to call this setup with the boost bottle and everything a stage 5. We'll just say that because it's way more performance from what I've heard. Got a little bit of heat wrap here. This is just really, really high temperature electrical tape. This stuff, it's like glass woven. So gotta be careful if you're gonna put your boost bottle up here. Luckily mine's going back there, so it's gonna end up sitting like that. So we will have the only part that's touching against this freaking massive cylinder head is the heat wrap. If not, you'll melt through that and you'll have a boost leak. Sorry, just the machining's so nice for me to let it go. Like I said, the outside's absolutely beautiful. And they even took time to actually do the inside properly. Super smooth. This is where the actual tube enters. It's just so nice looking. Got a little ding there. It's from shipping though, so that's alright. This thing's absolutely beautiful. Alright, so I got 90% of this stuff installed now. Got this kickstand which races the back tire, which is going to make it so much easier to work on chain tensioning and such. Got that on, like you saw in the last update there. Got this amazing boost bottle on. Came with white zip ties. I used the black ones blended with the frame a little better. But what I normally do here, I'm going to pull out my phone flashlight for this. See that little green one in there? So I have one around the frame and the green one as a spacer because of that right there. And then I have a piece of electrical tape on there so it doesn't scuff this thing up anymore. And then that one through there. So I have all my little ones, as you can see on the bike, are green because the accents on the bike are green. Next up is the exhaust. Oh yeah, also this thing's like steady. And the way it installs is actually pretty nifty. There's like a notch in it that lines up with that right there. It came with this piece here that I didn't see a need for, so I didn't use it. Plus, I didn't really like the way it looked. Just take that one off, and so this is the factory intake manifold. And as you can see in there's a sharp turn there. I don't know if you know this, but air doesn't like to take sharp turns. And plus, let me see if I can get you guys to actually see this. And that sharp edge right there. So the way that you imagine it, right? Imagine you have it hooked up to a smoke machine like on a flow bench. And you're putting smoke into it. If there's a sharp edge there, it's going to make like ripples. And that sucks for airflow, especially when you have a carbureted setup. Because the fuel is atomized and it's going in and it's breaking apart. So the fuel and the air are breaking apart. This one is just straight through. And it's so smooth, there's nothing in it at all. It's just magnificently smooth. So we have the same issue with this right here. You can see there's a pretty sharp edge right there. I don't remember if this one, yeah, this one had the same thing right there, right? Just to keep it from rippling a little bit, I'm going to take the Dremel and deburr those edges. Alright, so it's actually like raining now. I don't know if you can see that, but luckily I got a tin roof, so it actually sounds pretty good. But this, you can see here, let's put a before and after picture up on the screen, but it's way more beveled in there now. It's not sharp edges anymore. I'm going to take my polish wheel, polish up the end that meets the gasket. Alright, so as you can see on the engine block, it matches the high performance one, and the regular one just cuts these off and just makes it round. I didn't like that, so I said I made mine actually flow good and still has more sidewall than the other ones. So yeah, let's get this on. Alright, so we got everything installed. Not all of it went as smooth as the boost bottle did. The kickstand and the exhaust had some interference. I made it not interfere anymore. I ended up having to put it in my vise and take this bend and flatten it out a little bit. Unfortunately, during that, I don't have soft jaws, so I ended up having to use an old bike grip. Don't recommend, because it almost ruined this thing. Yeah, there's a little dent in there. Kind of bummed out about that, but you know, this is kind of just my nice quiet one, so it's not really a showpiece. But I didn't want to force it on and end up breaking the cylinder head or snapping a bolt off in there, or not being able to get it off to change exhaust in the future. So yeah, that kind of sucks right there. This shouldn't really affect my performance at all, because it's a really smooth dent. Like, it's not too terrible. But there's a show called Engine Masters. They did a whole thing. Obviously the engines are bigger, but it's the same concept. Suck, squeeze, bang, blow. They all work the same. They had really dented up headers, and it didn't affect the performance at all. There's a couple nicks in it here and there, but a bit of wet sanding won't hurt that and shouldn't take this coating off. As you can see, it is still touching down there, but it's all tight now. It doesn't touch when the kickstand's up, and that's when I'm, running it. I actually have more clearance here now. Overall, I'm pretty pumped up about how it turned out. Like, could obviously be worse than the exhaust. But yeah, I probably won't be able to ride it today. But thanks for watching, and I'll have to let you know how this stuff works in the next video. Alright, I know I already kind of did the outro to this of showing you everything that we did. I just wanted to let you know, I got all this stuff from BikeBerry. Great company to work with. Obviously not sponsored by them. I wish I was. They have a lot of great products. I'm assuming BBR tuning stands for BikeBerry Racing. It's the only place that I can get any of this stuff. Their performance stuff is just really, really good. High quality machining. Definitely go check them out. Like I said, everything on this bike, motor wise, is going to be in the description. You can really pick whatever bike you want for this, but thanks for watching.